Hi, and welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today is February the 6th, 2022, and this is my dividend update. So if you have been around for a while, you know that I try to do this every single week, but life got in the way for the last 2 weeks for me. I have barely looked at anything with my dividend portfolio other than going, did I get paid anything this week? I'll look later because I just don't have time right now. So just playing catch up is what this portfolio review is. If you are a subscriber, I can't say thank you enough for subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you are new here, I would love if you take a second and hit that subscribe button down below. You can hit the bell for notifications when I post a video. My videos consist of everything to do with my personal budget. I talk about budgeting, I talk about savings, I talk about my dividends, my debt, and I'll be working into a couple of other things as time goes on, but that's where I am right now. I'd love a thumbs up if you like my videos, and I would love to hear about your dividend journey. My journey started in August of 2021 when I really got serious with it. And it has evolved and changed, not a whole lot, but it has definitely changed since I started. So the first thing that changed was I created long-term and short-term goals because my husband says, if you want it to happen, you have to speak it, and then you have to keep it on out there and coming back to it and not just saying it and then walking away from it. So I have a long-term goal of having $100,000 dividend portfolio value. Currently, my portfolio is at $3,040. This fluctuates from week to week. Some weeks I'm over $3,000, some weeks I'm under $3,000, but I'm kind of just hanging in at that $3,000 range right now, and that's okay. I would love to earn $80,000 a year, and that way my husband and I both don't have to work. Currently, we're only earning $217. I know $80,000. Some of you are going, Rosa, that's not realistic. Well, long term, it is realistic. I understand that I have to have, I think it's like $1.52 million in there, but the reality is this is realistic, but it is long term realistic. The first one who I would love to not work is my husband. We tease. We would love to call him a house daddy, so he does not have to go to work. We have one still left in the house who's a teenager, so isn't little, but my husband would really like to be here, take care of things around the house. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I would much rather go out of the house and work every day. And then I would love for each of my positions to drip one full share. We'll talk about drip in just a second. Currently, I only have 2 of 24 of my stocks, ETFs, and funds that I am in that drip. So what exactly is drip? DRIP stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan, and that is where your brokerage automatically reinvests your dividend into the stock that paid you. So I drip because one, I don't own a whole lot of anything. I don't make a whole lot of anything. I actually have some stocks that pay me like 12 cents. But 12 cents is more than what I had to start with. And that is my philosophy in this. And 12 cents doesn't buy me a whole lot when you talk about reinvesting, but it's growing. And that is where I'm at. So doing drip is long-term growth that I really can't see right now, but will over time. I also have short-term goals. So I would love to have a $5,000 dividend portfolio by the end of this year. Like I said, I'm hanging out at that $3,000 mark, but I would really like to continue putting money in, continue growing, continue investing, and all of that. So the goal, hopefully, is to have a $5,000 dividend portfolio value, which means I put about $2,000 in. Now, I don't know that that's really going to happen. So I'm hoping that some of it is growth. I'm hoping some of it is bounces. I'm hoping that some of it is just me being able to find some extra money to get that $2,000 in here. I would love to earn $20 a month by May of 2022. So I currently am earning an average of $17.95. We'll talk about how I got that number in a little while. My best month so far was December of 2021 when I got a whole lot of payments. However, this, if you've been with me, you'll notice this is lower this week. If you missed my last dividend portfolio value review or my last dividend portfolio review, one of the shares that I'm in, or one of the stocks that I'm in, it changed its dividend payouts. So I was getting, I think, 6.5 cents per share, and now I'm only going to get 5.5 cents per share. And you know what? That's the risk you take when you get into some of these stocks. So it's all right. I still believe I can make $20 a month by May between reinvesting and my purchases that I am in the process of making. I would love to grow each position by monthly. Now, again, the last 2 weeks completely got away from me. I have not done a very good job of that so far in the month of February. I let life happen. So got to stay focused, got to make sure that I am doing that growth every month. And then I also have a goal to receive a dividend check every week of the month. I have been fortunate, blessed, lucky, I don't know what you want to call it, but I have diversified my portfolio enough that I actually have received a check every week since mid-November. So stinking excited, but that is something that I want to keep at the forefront and not let go of. So currently, these were all of the projected payments that I was going to get in the month of January. You'll see I do get paid by at least one every week. So exciting. And so far, not so bad. So the last 2 weeks, which really consists of a whole week and one day, I got paid from 5 different stocks that I own. ORC, I own roughly 90, almost 100 shares of it. I earned 1.752 shares, and I earned $6.84. No, I'm wrong. ORC, I own like 105 shares of ORC, and it's down to 390. This is the stock that I was telling you has dropped its dividends, so this will not be that high that next month. Glad, I earned 0.037 shares or 39 cents. Glad, I think I own like 5 whole shares, so not too bad for 5 shares. NRZ, I earned 0.081 shares, and that was for a total of 87 cents. I believe I own like 2 or 3 shares of NRZ, so not bad. OXSQ is, I own 90 something shares, almost 100 shares of it. So I earn 0.779 shares for a total of $3.19. And then Owl Rock, I own, I think it's like 2 point something shares. So I earned 0.05 shares or 73 cents. So not too bad for 1 week. Well, 1 week and 1 day worth of stocks, for a total for both week 4 and that 1 day of $12.02. So really that huge jump was my ORC. And that's going to change next month. I'm a little butthurt, working myself getting over that one, but that's okay. I'm still way excited. $12.02. You know, I still can't go buy something for everybody, fast food out for everybody, but maybe for my husband, I can swing into Zaxby's and pick him up something and have a little bit of change left over. So not bad for a week and a day. It is the end of the month seems to be my biggest pay versus the beginning of the month. Beginning of the month, not so much big pay. End of the month, definitely big pay. So loving how all of this works out. These are all of my payments for the entire month of January by week and how much everybody paid me. So excited to say I got paid every week. Yay! Now, some of you are going, but that's not 24 stocks. You're right, that's not. These are only the ones that paid me in January. Some pay me monthly, some pay me quarterly. So that changes up who shows up on this list as well. So for the month of January, I received a total of $16.97. Yay, 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 yay. So happy about that. So happy about that. Moving, growing, loving everything about where I am headed with my journey. So I wanted to look at February and see where in the world I was going for February. Was I really still going to get paid every week February? I was crossing my fingers, holding my breath, and ORC popped in the inside of the 20th to the 26th. So it did work out. Every week I will get a check. Yes. This week I got 4 checks, one from PFLT, JEPI, FDHY, and AT&T. Thankfully, AT&T walked in. Otherwise, it would have been a really, really low payment week. But you know what? I still would have gotten paid. So JEPI paid, I own, I think 1 share, maybe 2 shares of JEPI, not a whole stinking lot. I got 0.007 shares and earned 42 cents. Now, JEPI is really high risk for me. Almost all of my stocks are high yield stocks, not growth stocks. So huge, huge difference. You need to go look up the difference between the two. I am, for the most part, in really risque stocks, bonds, ETFs, because I am, as someone put it, chasing the yield. So I like JEPI's yield. Therefore, I was willing to get in just a little, not too much, which is why I'm only earning hundredths of shares on it. But 42 cents is less than what I got paid last month. Still not too bad, but definitely lower than what I got last month. But again, JEPI is, for me, very risque, and it freaks me out a little bit, which is why I think I only have like 1 share. I might have 2, but I really think I only have 1. FDHY is a ETF that I have. I earn 0.004 shares, and ultimately it's 20 cents. I think I might own 1 point something shares of FDHY. It is not a whole stinking lot, but I'm working on building it up. I did get into FDHY for its yield again, with the not so risque that it's a ETF that's held by Fidelity and managed by them. So hoping that it will be a growth stock as well, not just a yield. PFLT, I earned 0.018 shares, 23 cents. PFLT is a little risky for me. It's not my highest risk. I don't have a whole lot in it yet. PFLT was one I got into, honestly, because it paid on the 1st of every month. So that alone helped make sure that I was getting those checks every week. So really, that's why I got into PFLT, is because it pays on the 1st. And then AT&T came to help everybody else out. It was the biggest dividend that I received this week. It was 0.047 shares, and it was $1.16. I own 2 point something shares of AT&T, so I am excited. I got another $1, and it automatically reinvested back into AT&T. So stinking excited. So for February's first week, which really wasn't a whole week, it was really only 4 days. Not too bad. I got $2 and a penny. Yay! So if I add that to what I got last week, which was $12 and $14, I think I might be able to go. Yeah, see, I still can't get 2 meals at Zaxby's. Can't get 2 meals. Oh, I can use my points at Chick-fil-A, and I can get dinner for my child and me. Yay! Between last week and this week's check. But again, I don't. It all gets reinvested back into my brokerage and helps it grow. But you need to start, or at least I believe you need to start celebrating how much you're getting by identifying what could it pay for to help you keep on that path of dividends, because this is slow moving. Unless you have tons of money to drop in, this is slow moving. So just keep that in mind if you do get into dividends. If you haven't already, take a second, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, and I would love to hear how much your best week was or how much your best month was in your dividend portfolio journey. So last goals that I had 2 weeks ago was to purchase OXSQ and $5 in at least 5 positions. So I was supposed to have invested $5. I did not do Transfer Tuesday last week because I work with pre-service teachers, and I was all over the district last week visiting each of those pre-service teachers in their brand new classroom, meeting mentor teachers. I didn't make it to any investing last week. Nothing. And then I bought nothing. So for those of you that are new here, OXSQ is the next stock that I want to own enough that it drips 1 full share. I am really, really close. My goal is to have 150 shares of OXSQ. I think I'm at like 90 something, almost 100 shares. So getting there close. But when you buy nothing, you get nothing. So that's how purchasing went for the last 2 weeks. Nothing happened. I use trackyourdividends.com. It is separate from my brokerage. I absolutely love it because it only houses what I own. I do not have it hooked up to my brokerage. I will not have it hooked up to my brokerage. I don't even know if that's an option, but I do know there are some sites that you can do that to. I am not going to. Instead, everything in here I have input in here. So right now my portfolio, it tells me that just my dividend stocks is $3,000. I am down $194. That's okay. It tells me my dividend yield, my yield on cost. Well, I'm down $200. Yes, my yield on cost is going to be less than if everything was even to even. Annual income of $218 and a portfolio beta of 0.67. So the beauty of Track Your Dividends is it's free. Now, that does mean that I have ads that pop up often. I'm okay with that because I'm not in here. This isn't, I'm in here long enough to put things in, see how things have changed, what am I going to be getting paid, and that's it, and then I'm out. So I'm okay with the free version. They do have new education. I don't have access to any of it. I'm kind of curious though about it. I can come in and I can do a little bit of research inside of here. I can look at future values, upcoming dividends, my diversification. Honestly, my research, I do almost all of my research inside of my brokerage. I get asked often, who is my brokerage? I use Fidelity. The reason I use Fidelity is I got into investing, honestly, in May of 2020. And really, I got into investing for play bounces, to day trade. That's the whole reason I got in. And I started with a $200 account in which I poured every birthday money, every Christmas money, every extra money that I could find and dropped it in and started to grow that portfolio. It has changed from playing bounces and day trading to dividend investing because I don't have time with work to sit and manage and monitor what's going on in the stock market. So I still use Fidelity. I picked them because I wanted to know I had someone on the other end of the phone when I needed them. Honestly, that's the whole reason I picked them. I have called Fidelity a handful of times. They have experts that are willing to talk to you, and no question that I have ever asked have they made it sound like I was stupid and had no idea and I shouldn't be doing this. So I was so happy with that. And that's the reason I picked Fidelity. Fidelity also lets me do partial shares. They warn me about risque stocks that I'm looking into. They have courses inside of there that I can take on my own time, my own pace. I have been into webinars to learn different things where I can actually interact with the teacher. So I'm pro full brokerage, just because they have helped me so much. And when I have a question, I love it. Now, I do also have a E-Trade account, but it does not do any of my dividend investing. It's all inside of Fidelity. Trying to use my E-Trade for playing bounces, but it's not playing nice with me because some of the things I like cost me a little bit more than they would in Fidelity. So sometimes there are additional fees that I have to pay when I go with my E-Trade versus my Fidelity. E-Trade also, and it's probably because my account is, there might be $200 in there. I think it's because my account is so low. I can't do partial shares either, or maybe I have to go in and check a box. I don't know. I use Fidelity so much that E-Trade's just a second thought. So Fidelity, that's why I picked Fidelity, just because of all of the services that they have available to me. So when you are thinking about a brokerage, I suggest you look into all of that stuff, what's going to work for you and your financial goals. And if support is something you want, I strongly suggest you pick a full brokerage, that a full service brokerage that will have somebody on the other end of the phone for you. But you do you. Everything I say here is suggestions and my personal viewpoints. So please keep that in mind too. So this comes in to tell me about, I've input how many shares I have. This tells me the current price, the change for the day. This is my average cost, what my brokerage tells me I'm in at average. Overall, this is my profit and loss. This is the actual dividend yield if I was in at this price, which I am not, and then my yield on cost, and then my annual income. So this 370 takes into account my whole 2.72 shares. I'm going to earn 370 every year off of Acre. So I love that I can come in, quickly add things, see where they're at. I stay true to, if it's whatever my brokerage says is what I put into here, and edit it. Diversification. Again, it breaks down, helps me see where am I at. Now this is dollar value, not share value. So like my Franco-Nevada, I own like 3 point something shares, but it's 13% of my account. And that's because Franco-Nevada was expensive when I bought it, and it's expensive today. So when you look at this, this is about how much you have invested in each of these, not how many shares you own. ORC, I think I own the most shares of anything in ORC. I think I own like 104 shares, but you notice it's 13.59, 13.25. Again, they're the same size. Even though I only own 3 shares, I own over 100 shares. It's about that price value. So keep that in mind when you look at the diversification inside of here. And then upcoming dividends, see all of those ads. Again, I don't mind, it's free. I'm not a big fan of this chart, but I love this chart. It breaks down everything into what am I getting paid every month for the next 12 months. It goes out 1 year. So it starts in February, goes through January. So I know what I'm getting paid. Sometimes it goes down. Who is somebody that went down? Maine. So it's 46 and then 43. It projects out. It doesn't mean it's going to be right. Doesn't mean it's going to be wrong. It can change until it's confirmed. Once it's confirmed, those numbers automatically change to match up. Like ORC, I am in ORC. Honestly, I'm in ORC because of the ORC. Where are you? Oh, I own 107 shares. I am in ORC because I am chasing a yield. Currently is at 17%. That's only if you were in at 3.86 or $3.86. Mine is 13.17. It is the highest yield that I have in any of my dividends. I bought in aggressively when I first started in August. I did not average over time. Instead, I just dropped a whole chunk of $500 in. I am down $123 in here. I'm okay with that because I know stocks go up, stocks go down. And I knew ORC was risque when I got into it. So they recently, this month, dropped their dividend from 6.5 cents per share to 5.5 cents per share. I'm hoping that'll go up soon. Don't know, but I'm now only going to be getting 5.89. So again, make sure you do your due diligence. You never know what's going to happen with a stock. So I also love upcoming dividends because it blocks out my whole month for me. Once things are confirmed, they turn into these little yellow greenish boxes, and I know I'm getting paid on those days. March not looking so good, but that's because a lot of things have not been confirmed. The company has not declared dividends yet, but they are projected. So once they're confirmed, like T, I earned 52 cents a share, told me I was going to earn $1.18 on February the 1st. So love this view. It helps me see, am I going to be getting paid? So these are upcoming until the company confirms. That's what's going to happen on that day. They just kind of hang out here and they do not get put into the calendar until they have been confirmed. So let's see, the 17th looks like I'm going to get 2. Neither of those are on here yet. Oh, let me get there. Neither of them are on here yet because they haven't been confirmed. So once they do, then we'll move in that direction. I love to take these 3 numbers and average them out and see what I'm going to get paid. I am a true numbers nerd. I love Excel. I'm loving Google Sheets. Everything about them. Took an Excel class so that I could learn more about all of it and just loving it. So far this year, I know that I have gotten $18.98. That is my quarter because we are still in quarter 1. January, it breaks down. I got $16.97 in January. So far in the month of February, I've gotten $2.01. Everything is growing, growing, growing. This is my projected. Copy a special because I only want the values. I don't want them to change. So I enjoy changing this up and seeing how all of it changes. So I'm going to be honest, I didn't pay any attention to what this said. 1629, 1629. Yeah, I didn't remember. It's the 2140 something. Oh, wrong button. 2147, 47, 47. I think that was 65. I was too busy focusing on hitting the enter button. 65, yes. 65. Enter. Sweet, so I'm back up to $18. Yay! Definitely headed back in that positive direction for $20 by May. Cannot wait. So it changed from what, 10, 15 cents, 20 cents it went up. Not bad. Went from 215 to 217. I think it's funny to do an hourly wage. So right now, if this was the only income I was getting, I'd be getting 10 cents an hour. That's just so funny to me. So I'm enjoying watching this change over the time. Just loving all of it. So I'm at $18.98. Last year I made $58.85. So definitely headed in that right direction, all for positive going up. Cannot wait for this. So next week I have 2 goals. One of them I will for certain put in buy orders for 5 positions. The goal is to purchase $5 more in Maine, NRZ, ORC, Mo, and OHI. So I have the $25 to spend. I just didn't do it. And then something that's different, OXSQ. Now, right now, I really don't have any extra money to purchase more shares. If I do come across some, I definitely am considering it for the right price. OXSQ has bounced between 440, 450, all the way down to like 380 since I've gotten into it in August. When I bought it in August, it was 440. It has not seen 440 since then. So I've come to realize that it's bouncing somewhere between that $4 and $4.25, $4.30 range. And I'm liking that bounce. I know that if I can get in at $4 and out at $4.25, I've made 6%. And 6%, yeah, I don't know anywhere else I can earn 6%. So I've decided that I've got roughly 90 something shares of, how many shares do I have of OXSQ? I forgot. It's like 99. OXSQ, 99 shares of OXSQ. I will not play the bounce in all 99. I'm only going to play it in about 69 of them, 70 shares of it. The other 20 I intend on holding on to just because of their price point. They're a little high. But if OXSQ can reach 430, 425, 430, it's at 430 mark, I am going to make roughly 12 bucks. That's 4% on my money. And I believe in the 4% rule, that if I can make 4% every year, then I really, on my money, that I really shouldn't have to work. So 4% I'm liking, and I'm contemplating selling those shares if it reaches 420. I haven't decided 425 or 430 yet. I think I'm leaning towards 430 because that's going to put me closer to the almost 5% that I'm going to make. So roughly I'll make 12 bucks minus 30% that I'm going to set aside for taxes. So I'm going to make 8 bucks. Guys, 8 bucks is 3 months, almost 3 months worth of dividend payments. I can sit and hold that money for up to 3 months and basically not lose anything. I won't be earning dividends, but I will have already made it front loaded with the goal to buy back in at $4. I'm going to see if I can start to play a bounce and earn some dividends from time to time, especially if I can get in at 4 and out at 425. I know for a fact that's a 6%. Yeah, I'm seriously contemplating starting to play bounces in OXSQ. Right now, honestly, one of my favorites to play the bounce in is Fannie Mae. I'm waiting on Fannie Mae to go back up. I'm in about 250 shares, I think, at roughly 90 something cents. And I am dying for Fannie Mae to get back up to $1.10 so I can sell, and make some money. So I'm really thinking hard about playing that bounce in OXSQ as well. But it's got to hit certain numbers for me to be able to be willing to play that bounce. So I would love to know what your thoughts are on anything today, but really about that playing the bounce in OXSQ. Just want some other input. Now, I will do my own thing, as you should do your own thing, but I love to hear what people have to say. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today as I reviewed my dividend portfolio, showed you some of my thought processes behind everything, and where I am in my dividend journey. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye, guys.